Good day, everyone. I'm Mrs. Rachel Ahalion from Mapil Department of Nagpayong High School. Welcome back to our virtual lesson in music education. Our topic for today is about instrumental music of West Asia, Israel. Its learning competency explores ways of producing sounds on a variety of sources that would simulate instruments being studied. After going through this module, you are expected to first demonstrate how musical instruments of Israel produce a sound. Second, explore ways of producing sounds using a variety of materials. And last, improvise and imitate the instrument of Israel. Okay, let's have a pre-test. This is to find out what you may already know about the musical instruments of Israel. As you can see, on the left side are the pictures of instruments, while on the right side are the possible names of such instruments. Directions: draw a line from the musical instruments to its corresponding name. You can view and check your answers on the next slide of this video. So these are the correct answers. Number 1, Salterion. Number 2, Shofar. Number 3, Goblet. Number 4, Toft. And number 5, Jewish lyre. How many correct answers did you get? Congratulations! Let's have a recap. Try to remember everything you learned in our previous lessons. Directions: write the classification of the musical instrument on the space provided. It's time to check your answers. Number 1, string. Number 2, percussion. Number 3, percussion. Number 4, percussion. Number 5, string. Number 6, wind. Number 7, percussion. Number 8, string. Number 9, percussion. And number 10, wind. How many correct answers did you get? Congratulations! Now let's proceed to our lesson. Do you have any idea about the musical instruments of Israel? In which category does it belong? How are sounds produced in their instruments? Music and musical instruments have been part of the heritage of the people of Israel from the earliest times. The Bible mentions the names of dozens of musical instruments, as well as musical expressions, and even the names of the performers and conductors are recorded. All of which goes to prove that music and song occupied an important place in ancient Israel. Now let's proceed to the significant instruments of Israel. Have you heard how it sounds? It's a shofar. Shofar is a ritual musical instrument made from the horn of a ram or other animal, used on important Jewish public and religious occasions. In biblical times, the shofar sounded the Sabbath, announced the new moon, and proclaimed the anointing of a new king. How are sounds produced on a shofar? You blow into a small end of the ram's horn. The air comes out of the large end. Shofars with small holes provide a much higher sound, and the ones with the larger holes sometimes provide a lower or a deeper sound. It also depends on the size of the hole that you're blowing into.
Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, Tekiah Gedola, Tekiah Gedola.
How do they sound? There are 3 sounds made of the shofar. The first one is called tekiah, and that is a long note. It just wakes up inner energy so that we can pursue our potential. The second note is the teruwa, and these are the three short notes. They're very comforting. It allows thoughts and feelings to be felt or heard. The third one is called shivarim, and this is kind of a medium note. When we will listen to it, it helps us to think about what we would like to accomplish in our lives. Have you heard how it sounds? It's a psaltery or psalterion. The psaltery is an ancient instrument seen in many forms. Early versions were simply a wooden board with gut strings stretched between pegs. How is psalterion played? The strings were plucked with fingers or by plectra. The player performed with the instrument on the lap or on table or in front of the chest, held with the strap around his neck if movement was needed. Have you heard how it sounds? It's a Jewish lyre. It has been referred to as the national instrument of the Jewish people. The kinnor had 3 to 12 gut strings, in late antiquity, usually 10. How is a Jewish lyre played? It was played with the plectrum when accompanying singing or dancing, but was apparently plucked with the fingers when used as a solo instrument. Now, what are the other significant instruments of Arab countries? What a beautiful sound! This instrument is called the goblet. The goblet is a hand drum with a goblet shape used mostly in the Middle East, North Africa, and Eastern Europe. How is goblet played? The goblet drum may be played while held under one arm or by placing it sideways upon the lap while seated. Some drums are also made with strap mounts so the drum may be slung over the shoulder to facilitate playing while standing or dancing. How are sounds produced on a goblet? It produces a resonant, low-sustained sound while played lightly with the fingertips and palm. Some players move their fists in and out of the bell to alter the tone. Some players also place their hands on the surface of the drum to produce a muted sound. This instrument is a taf. It's a big hand frame drum, which is known as the daf in Arabic language. The drum is played vertically by inserting the thumb of the left hand in a special holes in the frame. And finally, the last instrument is the oud. It is a string musical instrument prominent in medieval and modern Islamic music. It was the parent of the European lute. It has deep, pear-shaped body, a fretless fingerboard, and a relatively shorter neck and somewhat less accurately bent back peg box than the other European lute. The tuning pegs are set in the sides of the peg box. The gut strings, plucked with the plectrum, are fastened to a tension bridge on the instrument's belly. How do people around the world make music? In some amazing, beautiful, and diverse ways. The instruments used to make music around the globe are quite diverse and often made from unique materials. Some are crafted from dried gourds, bones, bamboo, or from wood. Now let's have the activity. It's called homemade musical instruments. We will make a musical instruments using recycled materials. Improvise a musical instrument that will imitate the form and sound of the instruments of Israel. And use a variety of recycled materials that can produce sound. This will be the rubrics for homemade musical instrument. The rubrics are quality of construction, quality of sound, recyclable materials, and the presentation. Now let's have a musical instruments descriptive test. Can you answer what instrument am I? Number 1. I am a ritual musical instrument. I am made from the horn of a ram, and I am a wind instrument. What am I? I am a hand drum. I produce a resonant, low-sustained sound, and I am used mostly in the Middle East. What am I? I am a string musical instrument. I was the parent of the European lute. I have deep and pear-shaped body. What am I? I am a big hand frame. I am played vertically by inserting the thumb of the left hand in special holes in the frame. What am I? I am an ancient instrument. I am plucked with fingers or by plethora. I am played on the left or in front of the chest. What am I? So these are the correct answers. For number 1, it's a shofar. For number 2, it's a goblet. For number 3, it's an oud. For number 4, it's a toph. And for number 5, it's a Jewish lyre. Congratulations! Music was an integral part of daily life. Music can give us a way to express ourselves, to unleash creativity, to be inspired and uplifted. According to Asian music historian Shador Berg, if we were able to step into the biblical period, we would find a culture filled with music, where people use music in their daily lives. Such music could express a great variety of moods and feelings, or the broadly marked antithesis of joy and sorrow, hope and fear, faith and doubt. For the post-test, direction, encircle the letter of the correct answer. Now let's check your answer. For number 1, it's letter B. For number 2, it's letter B. For number 3, it's letter C. For number 4, it's letter A. And for number 5, it's letter B. Congratulations! That's all for today. Thank you for watching and listening to our video lesson today.